Welcome back to Hour 2, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here on September 18th, 2013. Your steadfast advocate for health, 866-582-9933. That's the number to call, 866-582-9933. And if you're listening to the podcast, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. If you are a longevity person, if you are a longevity distributor, today there's double points, double QV, double qualifying volume on Fucoid Z and or Z Radical, which you know is one of my favorite add-ons to the 90 essential nutrients and selenium. You know, if there was a Dr. Glidden healthy pack, it would be the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0, the Beyond Osteo FX, the EFA Plus, the selenium, and the Z Radical, and one bottle of plant-derived minerals. That's a really good recipe for anybody, for general, around, all-purpose. If you've never tried the Z Radical, today, it ends at midnight tonight, Pacific time. Today is a very, very good opportunity for you to get it because you get double the points today if you buy Fucoid Z or Z Radical. So check it out, folks. 866-582-9933. Let's go to California and talk to Brett. Hey, Brett, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden. Thank you very much for taking my call.
What's happening, Brett? Hey, what part of Cali are you in?
I'm in Ventura, California.
Ooh, Ventura, California. Ventura,
right
is it, what was that? Yeah.
In Santa Barbara and Los Angeles.
Yeah, what was that song? Ventura Highway, was that it? Yeah, who sang that song? That was, come on, help me out here. That was...
You got me there.
Was it the Birds? It wasn't the Birds. No, it was. I'll think about it in a minute. In any event, so much for nostalgia. Thanks for calling, Brett. How can I help?
I've got a friend, and he's suffering from alopecia totalis.
Yeah, because it is...
Totally... The hair's totally gone.
Everywhere on his body, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now, guaranteed, well, how old is this guy and how much does he weigh?
He is in, I'm guessing, late 20s, early 30s, and he's probably around 140, 150 pounds.
So he's not overweight?
No, he's not. He's very fit.
And does he have any other health complaints like, heartburn or constipation, gas, diarrhea, insomnia, panic attacks, falls asleep, crappy energy, joint pain? Is there anything else that you're aware of that's a problem for him?
Nothing like that I'm aware of.
Well, I bet if we were to call him up and ask him that there would be a couple of other chronic health complaints, because from our point of view, total hair loss everywhere in the body is a function of one or two things, and sometimes it's both. Number one, it's probably general overall nutrient deficiencies, because the hair is a non-essential tissue for the human body. You can live a long and healthy life without any hair, but you can't live a long and healthy life without a heart or a kidney or a liver or a spleen, right? So when the body is nutritionally starved, it will steal nutrients from non-essential tissue in order to keep essential tissue alive. So it's entirely possible that the reason his hair is falling out everywhere over his entire body is because of just general, unrecognized, undiagnosed, comprehensive nutrient deficiencies, number one. Number two, this can also be the herald of a thyroid condition or an endocrine problem. So in either case, what we would do for 90 days as kind of a general all-purpose get your health back program at 140, 150 pounds, the recommendation would be one bottle of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0, one bottle of the Beyond Osteo FX Plus. I think it's just called the Beyond Osteo FX now. One bottle of the EFA Plus, 3 bottles of selenium. It's 1 bottle of the EFA Plus, 3 bottles of the selenium. And I would give 2 bottles of the plant-derived minerals, 2 bottles of the plant-derived minerals. And I would do that for 90 days. plus, of course, eliminate the 10 bad foods and look to see what happens. And the next time you talk to this guy, also just ask him, like, hey, man, you know, is there anything else that's bothering you? Like, how's your mood? How's your sleep? How's your appetite? How's your energy? Aches and pains, heartburn, constipation, gas, diarrhea, eczema. I mean, is there anything else that you got going on here that maybe you've even had for a long time and the doctors told you it's genetic and you just have to live with it? 5 will get you 10 that there is, and I'm quite surprised that he's not overweight. Now, because he's not overweight might mean it's more of a hormonal thing than a comprehensive nutritional deficiency cascade. So, additionally then, the final, the cherry on top of this health recovery 90-day program would be a diet that's high in cholesterol. Because all of his sex hormones are made from cholesterol. All of his sex hormones are made from cholesterol. Your body needs cholesterol badly, and that's why your body makes it, right? So I'd have him, go heavy on cholesterol for a couple of months. Also salt his food so that it tastes good. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Keep his fingers crossed, Brett. I think that's a really good place to start for 3 months.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much, and I'll have him check back with you.
All right, yeah, I'll look forward to that. And I bet you that if we beat around that bush, we're going to scare up a couple of other symptoms. Appreciate everything you do down there in the great state of California. Now we're crossing the borders, going to the great white north to talk to Joseph from Alberta. Hey, Joe. Thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden, how's it going?
Pretty good, Joe. Are you up in Camrose?
Yes, you betcha. I seen you there. I met you at my buddy Mike's house there.
Yep, I remember that. We had a good time that weekend. Talked to a lot of people, met a lot of people. How's the longevity word being spread up there in Camrose? Are people receptive to it, or are people resistant to it?
Like my boss there, he has lupus, and he just will not take the facts. I put the facts on the table for him quite a bit. My father, about the same age as him. He's 50. I know you're 52, but I gave him the facts on why not to remove, or how it can be dangerous to remove polyps, and he did the surgery anyway. And I guess I didn't listen to him when I was a kid, and I guess he's not listening to me now. But my question is on how to present this to these people, because they're from the old school and they're just not listening.
Well, that's an excellent question, and I'm glad that you posed it, because you're not alone, Joe. I mean, this isn't a Camrose thing. This isn't a generational thing. Well, it might be a generational thing. But certainly we're finding pig-headed stubbornness across the board, regardless of race, age, ethnicity, culture, even country. People are just pig-headed and thick-headed and set in their ways, and everybody has been brainwashed, for lack of a better word, to believe that the MD knows what's best for them, when in point of fact the MD only knows what the MD's been trained in, and what the MD's been trained in is just one small piece of the pie of medical science. So the best way to get people to listen to what we have to say about the health message as a longevity person is to memorize this phrase. Hey, man, I know a doctor who says you don't have to suffer with that. If I send you a link to one of his webinars, will you watch it? That's all that you say. And then regardless of what the person says after that, well, who are you, and what is this, and what is this, some pyramid scheme, and what is this? You just want me to buy vitamins, or what's the deal? All that you do, no matter what the person says, initially, is repeat what you just said, because what you just said is a question which in polite company demands an answer. So again, no matter what somebody says to you, after you give the little pitch, you just repeat it. Listen, I know a doctor who says you don't have to suffer with that. If I send you a link to this webinar, will you watch it? And you just keep saying that over and over and over until you get a yes or a no. If they say no, then thank them for their time and leave. Don't say anything else. Don't ask them about the weather. Don't, just leave. Just turn around and leave. And they'll be scratching their chin. And then after you get 10 steps away, half of the time they'll chase you down and say, well, now that I've thought about it, yeah, I really would like to check this out. What do you got for me? All right. Now, when they say yes, you just get their email, send them a link to the webinar, and then a day later you call them and you follow up. Because here's the deal. Human nature is such that, well, we're in a very complicated situation here because healing is easy. And if you hang out with us long enough, if you become a Dr. Glidden insider, if you even read just one of the books or listen to 3 of the radio programs, come to one of the live events, you're going to start to get a clue. And you, as a layperson, will in fact know what to do to help somebody who's suffering with asthma or arthritis or high blood pressure or whatever. You'll know what to do to support and promote the structure and function of that part of their body. But they're not going to listen to you because that's the way that the brain is wired. You know, they knew you when you were a little kid, and, you know, you delivered the papers to their doorstep, and you're not a doctor, and what the heck am I going to listen to you for anyway? And that's just the way that people are. For goodness sake, I mean, then don't feel bad, but even, you know, Dr. Glidden, people in my family don't listen to me. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, so, you know, family is a tough call anyway for anything, but notwithstanding family, your boss and other people in your life, the single best way to pitch the health message is to not become the expert, but take them to the expert. So point. So all you do is say, look, I know a doctor with 20 years of clinical experience who says you don't have to suffer with that, and there's an alternative to drugs and surgery. If I give you this webinar, will you watch it? And that's all that you do. 10 times a week. 10 times a week. If you do that 10 times a week, you're going to make a gigantic difference because people are thick-headed, man. You have to show it to 20 people to get one. Don't be discouraged. It's human nature. It's not you. It's not longevity. It's the way that the human brain is. Show it to 10 to get one. Keep up the good work, Joe. They're kicking it up in Canada, ladies and gentlemen. The entire province of Alberta. We're going to be there in a couple of weeks. Going to start in Edmonton. Then going to go to Camrose. Then we're going to Calgary. And then we're going to Red Deer, God willing. And our message is spreading like wildfire up there. But listen, if you're having a struggle with your longevity business, it's because you're trying to become interesting instead of interested. And the best way to pitch the health message is to point. Instead of rattling off everything that you know about Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden and all these facts about the FDA and all these facts about Big Pharma and all the stuff that you've learned from us through the webinars and through the radio shows and through the books, rather than doing all that, it's much better, much more effective because of the way that the human brain is designed if you just point. Because, look, you know what to do. You're more skilled at helping people recover their health than your local medical doctor is. You are. But that's a hard sell to get people to understand because everybody's been convinced that healing is complicated and that the MD is king and nobody even knows how to pronounce naturopath, let alone know what it is. So we have to be crafty in our message giving. We have to be crafty. We have to be, you know, it's like a chess game. We have to be smart and not sneaky. We just have to be smart about how we pitch this to people because there is a way to show what we're up to people to make them run away, and there is a way to show this to people that will attract them to you. And with the health enrollment, the best way to attract people is to point. I know a doctor that says you don't have to suffer with that. If I send you a link to this webinar, will you watch it? And so then, you know, I've got 100-plus hours of health archives. I've got one on high blood pressure. I've got one on fibromyalgia. I've got one on you name it, I've got it. And if for some reason I don't have something in there, then just point them to one of the live events. And you let me do the talking. You let Dr. Wallach do the talking, right? This is how we're going to do it. That's the best way to do the health enrollment. And if you just get into the habit of doing that, saying less, listening more, saying less, and pointing, you're going to have a much more successful time of it. Trust me, you're going to have a much more successful time of it. It's just human nature. And remember, to get one, you have to show it to 10. So maybe even you have to show it to 20, right? Maybe even have to show it to 15. What we're finding is when people do the health enrollment 10 times a week, that's 40 times a month, they're likely to secure one customer who wants to try the product to get their health back, and one business builder who wants to make a couple of extra $100 a month. I mean, who wouldn't want to make a couple of extra $100 a month? I don't know anybody. So one business builder and one customer a month is relatively assured if you talk to 10 people a week. 10 people a week. Now, if you talk to 10 people a week, get one customer and one business builder a month, and all of your business builders do the same thing. They talk to 10 people a week, get one customer and one business builder a month, and everybody that comes in your organization just buys one Healthy Start Pack. That's it. On the 12th month, your check from Youngevity is $38,000. That's not cumulative. That's 1 month's check. The 12th month, it's $38,000, and you've helped over 4,000 people to recover their health. Now, how did you do that? You said, look, I know a doctor that says you don't have to suffer with that. If I invite you to a webinar, will you watch it? You say, listen, I'm doing a home-based business. I need to make a couple extra $100 a month. This is an awesome company. I'm very excited about it. I'd love to show you what I'm up to. And then once you've seen it, you can tell me whether you'd like to do it too or not. And if not, I'm okay with that. But maybe you'll know somebody who would like to do this, because I need to find a couple people to work with. And then you lend them a copy or give them a copy of the Success from Home magazine. Send them a link to one of Youngevity's business enrollment videos. And then call them a day or two later and follow up. And that's all that you do. 10 times a week, 40 times a month, 10 times a week, 40 times a month, and that's how we're going to change the world. Slow and steady wins the race. You remember the tortoise and hare. We don't have to go back over that again. Slow and steady wins the race. And don't be discouraged. You need a thick skin. Leave the dead to bury the dead. Leave the dead to bury the dead. And remember, rather than feeling discouraged by the people that turn you down, turn it around, because think to yourself, what's going to happen? I mean, what's going to happen is what's already happening. If people don't listen to you and continue to do conventional medicine and conventional economics, they're going to get sick, die, and then they're going to go bankrupt. Then all of their property is going to go into foreclosure, and you as a Youngevity person are going to be wealthy, you're going to be healthy, and in, a couple of decades, you're going to own the entire town. So keep up a good face and don't lose heart. If you're a Dr. Glidden Insider, we're having an extra live chat this evening at 8 o'clock Central Time, available for subscribers only. Become an insider. Go to fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the link that says Become a Dr. Glidden Insider. Sign up for my online health recovery subscription service, and it'll be the best $20 you've ever spent. Cancel at any time. You'll have access to hundreds of hours, 100-plus hours of archived health information, and 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 6 hours of live webinars a week. Tonight's live webinar at 8 o'clock Central Time, Q&A. It's a group chat with people from all over the world asking health questions, business questions, Youngevity questions, supporting the group. Answers the questions as well as I do. It's a fantastic experience, quite frankly, because you're sitting in the comfort of your own home and you're talking to people all around the world who think and feel the same way that you do. Testimonials are awesome. The questions are great. And, we incrementally increase our knowledge base every week with the live chats. It's like continuing education. It's fantastic. And tomorrow night, for subscribers only, how to balance your hormones naturally if you're a woman. What's going on here? What the heck? I mean, is Suzanne Summers right? Do we need to be taking bioidentical hormones, or can the body sort it out? Or should I really do the synthetic estrogens, the Premarin, which is manufactured from horse urine? Did you know that? By the way, Premarin comes from horse urine. Did you know that? That's how it got its name. The hormone that's in Premarin is extracted from the urine of a pregnant mare. How about that? That's what the MDs get away with, ladies and gentlemen. That's tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Time. If you're an insider, if you're a subscription holder to my online health recovery program, check it out, fireyourmdnow.com. Going to Arizona now to talk to Marcy about acid reflux. Hey, Marcy, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden. Thanks for answering. And if you can have any time to answer a second question, I won't be selfish and greedy, but I want to start with the one that I'm most concerned about.
Yeah,
My friend has a 2-month-old baby who she's about to put on medication for acid reflux, and I really am trying to talk her out of it. So I'm just asking you, what would you do for a 2-month-old baby with acid reflux?
Okay, so what you want to do is send her, become a subscriber to my online health recovery program, $20 a month, if you're not already.
I already am, yeah.
Okay, great. So go into the archives, click on the link for the webinar that I did on GERD, acid reflux, and heartburn.
Right.
And send
it a couple times.
Email her a link to it.
But for babies, does it say what you would do for
it's the same thing. The only thing different is the dosage. Okay? The only thing different is the dosage, and you have to figure that out. So, here's the deal. It's one healthy start pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. So what is that dosage-wise? Well, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, that's 1 scoop per 50 pounds per day, right?
Right.
It's 1 tablespoon of the white liquid calcium per 50 pounds per day. It's 1.5 EFAs per 50 pounds per day. And it's 3 capsules of the selenium per 50 pounds per day. So you just have to do the math and extrapolate it down to dose the child. Another
so you
really
do enzymes or the Flora FX?
No, I would not do that. All that you're going to need to do here is calcium, well, the 90 essential nutrients, but the 2 secrets here for heartburn is more calcium and more chloride. So the child has to be getting a little bit of salt into its body every day. Now, if the mother's breastfeeding, is the mother breastfeeding?
No, she's on something, I think it's called Nutra. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the third formula he's tried because he just throws up everything that he eats.
Well, so this is a difficult thing. What I would recommend is that the mother goes online and looks up a recipe for goat's milk baby formula, because you can make baby formula at home with goat's milk. All right? And it's way better than anything these MDs are going to throw at the kid. And into the goat's milk baby formula, put the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the OsteoFX. Put a little bit of salt in it. And the child's gonna like drink it down like it's water to a person dying of thirst. I mean, the kid's he's gonna start crying when the bottle's empty. Okay? That's how I would do it. And for the first 7 days, I would double the amount of calcium. So if the child's 20 pounds, give him a 40-pound calcium dose. If he's 15 pounds, give him a 30-pound calcium dose. Whatever, give him twice as much calcium as is necessary for his weight for the first 7, maybe 14 days. Because you can't overdo it. Well, you can overdo it, but in order for this child to be hurt by the liquid calcium, he'd need to drink like 3 bottles of it a day, and that ain't going to happen.
So you would do the liquid, not the powder calcium?
I would, yeah, in this case. You bet I would. And a homemade goat's milk formula is of maximum importance. Well, it's often tolerated. Kids love it, is what I'm trying to say, and it's good for their digestive tracts. It's easy for their digestive tracts. Everything is good if you do the homemade goat's milk formula, and there's probably 10 or 15 recipes you can pull right off the internet. To that stuff, add our stuff, and if they recommend that you put some type of oil in the formula, don't use our EFA oils instead. All right? And that should take care of it within 4 or 5 days.
Really?
I mean, yeah, no kidding, 4 or 5 days, because the child's body is filled with vital force. The energy meridians in the child's body are wide open. That's why kids are so flexible, right? I mean, you can take a baby's ankle and put it behind his neck, and the baby, not even any problem. So in the first few months of life, actually the first couple of years of life, the energy meridians in the body are wide open. And the kids, because of that, respond to medical nutrition 100 times faster than adults do. 100 times faster than adults do. I love treating infants because they come around in days, whereas it takes adults months, right?
Okay.
So
do you do this with regular formula if she doesn't want to do goat formula? Or? Yeah,
I do it with regular formula, but she's an idiot if she doesn't. I mean, why would she not want to try the goat's milk? But, you know, people are stupid. I get it. Whatever she's giving the kid, add the longevity stuff to it and see what happens.
Okay. Can I ask you maybe one or two more questions if I'm super quick?
Yeah, no, shoot. Go ahead.
Okay. One of them is her husband has fungus on his toenails.
Okay.
And I told her the minerals. What else do you recommend for that?
Well, fungus on the toenails, fungus anywhere in the body is caused by an imbalance of sugar inside the body. So the recommendation would be the healthy blood sugar pack internally.
Okay.
And externally on the fungal infection, you can get the Pure Works Foaming Cleanser, the Pure Works Foaming Cleanser. Okay. And put that directly, liberally, on the toenails that are affected 2-3 times a day and immediately before bed. The combination of those two things, the Pure Works Foaming Cleanser, which will kill the fungus topically, and the internal sugar balancing is all that you need. Within 3 months, there should be a noticeable improvement there. To speed that up, there's a supplement that's extracurricular that Longevity sells. I believe it's called Biotin, B-I-O-T-E-N. Excuse me. I think it's made by Superlife Company, but just do a product search for Biotin and give that as well for an extra, just for the first 4 weeks, and that should be a nice little cherry on top.
Oh, perfect. Okay, can I ask you one selfish question for myself?
Sure.
I don't know. I've been taking the longevity supplements for like 2.5 years, and I love them. And I actually am going to see you in October. You're coming to Arizona, so I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, great.
And I was going to wait till I saw you, but I'm going to ask you now while I have you on the phone is maybe like 6 months ago or so, like underneath my eyes one morning I'd wake up and there was just like a pocket of, it's like a puffy pocket underneath my eye. And then it would go to my other eye, and then it'd go away, and then it would happen again, and then I'd get little eczema patches on my eyelids, and then I'd wake up with another pocket, and it was like super depressing. And I've tried like Super KB, and I don't know. It's a guessing game for me.
Well, have you eliminated the 10 bad foods?
Well, I am going to be honest with you and say not 100%. I mean,
So when you cheat, what do you cheat with?
I think that plays a big part of. I think the eczema definitely is related to the eczema patches that I get on my eyelids.
Well, just so answer the question so I can get it clear in my head. When you cheat, what do you cheat with?
Gluten.
Well, there you go. So that's what's causing this. And the main fundamental cause of eczema is a deficiency in essential fatty acids and an allergy to the wheat protein. So in addition to your body having the villi in the intestinal tract hammered by the gluten, you also have presumptively an allergy to the wheat molecule. So it's like kicking somebody when they're down. Wheat would be a double voodoo daddy for you.
Right.
And that's also what's causing the pockets under the eye. That's caused by not enough protein in the blood. Not enough protein in the blood is caused by malabsorption. Malabsorption is caused by wheat, barley, rye, and oats. So you need to just snap out of it. Stop eating gluten. Go through your pantry right now. Throw everything in the house that's got gluten in it out. Don't even give it to the homeless. Just throw it out because they don't need it either.
No.
And restock your pantry with gluten-free pasta, gluten-free bread, gluten-free cookies and crackers and pizza dough. You can do it. It's a learned behavior, but that's the deal. And also, whenever you get those swollen things under the eyes, you want to be adding more protein to your diet. because your body is not absorbing efficiently the protein that you're eating. You might just not be eating enough protein in the first place.
Like in what way? More meat or more eggs or what?
Yeah, I don't care. So the protein that all proteins are compared to is the chicken egg. And then meat, chicken, fish, poultry, rice and beans together in a meal, mixed salted nuts. We don't recommend peanuts, mixed salted nuts. All of these are great sources of protein, with the egg being the protein that all other proteins are compared to. So check it out. Just eat more protein. And for goodness sake, Marcy, get on the bus. Stop eating gluten, because I got to tell you, if this little amount of gluten that you're eating is upsetting the apple cart this much, you're headed for a train wreck in a couple of years unless you get it together now and clean this up. And the longer or the more that you're gluten-free, the crappier that you feel when you eat gluten, as has been evidenced by what's happening to you now. So really, you need to look at this stuff like it's asbestos or like it's nicotine or like it's just bad for you, and don't eat it. Just bad dog, no biscuit. You can do it, though. And the longer that you're gluten-free, the easier it becomes to be gluten-free. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. I look forward to being out there in October, Marcy. Keep up the good work with longevity. Remember, you are the last best hope your community has to live long, healthy, and wealthy lives. Thanks for the phone call. Ladies and gentlemen, we're finishing it up with Terry in Virginia when I come back. I appreciate you. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, finishing it up today, September 18th, 2013. We're going to go to Terry in Virginia in just a second. Tonight, 8 o'clock Central Time, an extra live chat that we added this week. Starts at 8 o'clock Central Time for subscribers only, for insiders only. And tomorrow night, Balancing Women's Hormones. Find out the insanity that informs the MD's attitude, view, and therapeutic intervention of women's health. It will make your blood boil. And I'll finish it up in Virginia with Terry, who's calling about back pain. Hey, Terry, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden. I have a sister here named Violet. She went to the ER this morning with severe back pain. I guess she went to get some medication. And she's also suffering from hair loss, high blood pressure, acid reflux, and she's having some financial problems. So what do you recommend for her?
Well, the first thing to think about is calcium, because calcium is required to have normal blood pressure. Calcium is required to have normal stomach acid, and calcium is required to make your muscles relax. So if I had to guess, I would say that she's suffering from chronic calcium deficiencies. And it's kind of like all of those chickens have come home to roost now, or a better way to look at it is all these straws have finally broken the camel's back, and her calcium deficiencies are coming out in many different ways. So if money is an issue, the first thing that I would start with would be one bottle. I would do the Cal Toddy. I would do one bottle of the SuperLife Cal Toddy. That's CAL-TODDY, one bottle of the Cal Toddy a month. Two would be better. If you get one bottle a month, the recommendation would be 1 tablespoon of the Cal Toddy in a little bit of orange juice twice a day. 1 tablespoon of the Cal Toddy in a little bit of orange juice twice a day. If you can get 2 bottles of it a month, then we do 1 ounce, which is 2 tablespoons, 1 ounce of the Cal Toddy in a little bit of orange juice, maybe 2 or 3 ounces of orange juice twice a day, with the second dose being immediately before bed. I want her to take the second dose of the calcium immediately before bed. Now, for the heartburn, in addition to the calcium supplement, what she can do to support and promote the structure and function of her digestive tract is to get into the habit of salting her food so that it tastes good. Have her salt her food liberally so that it tastes good, because in order for her body to have healthy stomach acid, she needs calcium and she needs salt. So she should be salting her food, and I'm going to bet you 25 cents that the doctors have her on a salt-restricted diet, which is why she needs to not pay any attention to them. While she's been under their guidance and under their care, she's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And, this is unacceptable. But this is the norm here in the United States. It's like a runaway train. Back in the day, everybody was okay with slavery, and that was the norm, and it was wrong. And right now, everybody's okay with all of this pharmaceutical nonsense, and it's wrong, and everybody's okay with everybody being sick all the freaking time, and it's wrong. I mean, how many people are going to have to suffer and die before we collectively snap out of it? This woman, Violet, God bless her, the reason that she's sick and suffering is because she went to the wrong doctor. She doesn't have a bad gene. She doesn't have an autoimmune disease. And it's not because she's getting older. It's because her doctor's clueless about what to do to fix the flippin' problem. They're just medicating the hell out of it. And when they're medicating it over and over and over, she's getting worse and worse and worse. Now, in a perfect world, the recommendation would be 1 Healthy Start Pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month, plus an extra bottle of calcium. But failing that, just dial in the Cal Toddy, plus salt her food, and, she needs to eliminate the 10 bad foods. You can bring her up to speed about that, and if she needs a little extra push, go to YouTube, find my YouTube channel, Dr. Peter Glidden, and then, type in Against the Grain. It's a little video that I put together which helps people understand why they need to stop eating wheat, barley, rye, and oats. So check that out, Terry, and God bless you for taking a stand for the health of your friends, your family members, and your church members. It's people like you that are going to change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Peter Glidden, if you're an insider, I'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight. Otherwise, God willing, same bad time right here tomorrow on the Genesis Communication Network. Dr. Glidden, over and out.